rusty. Coming into the ball game, having had 12 days off prior to the win against the Catamounts. Michigan State felt like they advanced because of who they are. Halleck with 7 to shoot. Here's Halleck on the drive, blocked from the backside by James.
Great help side defense by Isaiah James on that play.
Trigger thought about the 3, and here's James's first touch at the offensive end. Baseline against Halleck, jumper away, and Isaiah James has the Wolfpack's first point. Spartans come away in transition. Van Sluten's intended receiver, that ball got deflected, and finally, after a slap around, NC State's got it.
NC State does not want to mess around the ball in the backcourt.
3 away and good from Madison Hayes. He's almost knocked it away. Instead, Simmons on the attack. A crack in the defense, and Rivers eliminates the layup.
For most players, if you don't pick up a ball handler in transition, they're going to have an easy layup. It looked like Simmons had an easy layup, but you see why Sanaya Rivers is so potent defensively. The length and speed that she has on the defensive end makes a difference.
4th block of the year for Rivers. Van Sluten against Trigger. Can't finish, second chance, good. Grace Van Sluten, who averages right around 4 offensive rebounds a game, gets the Spartans' first basket, and at the other end, Isaiah James back to work. Hayes against A-Roll. Now Halleck to Van Sluten. Trigger played over the top, Van Sluten the easy bucket.
One-on-one on the low block, Van Sluten. Help side came over. Westmore recruited her out of high school, and we'll tell you a little bit about that story, but they've seen how good Van Sluten can be.
Trigger's first basket.
Pass went up to Van Sluten. There are 3 players on the move.
4th turnover, Hayes at 3.
Madison Hayes shooting 40% from the 3-point line on the season. Getting NC State out to an early lead right now. And Madison Hayes, the veteran on this team, knows that she's going to have to make big plays to get them going.
She's the first substitute off the bench of Robin Freilich. Inez Sotelo, the sophomore freshman from Spain, has also checked in. There's Tate, a drive and a score. Jocelyn Tate, and she'll get James's first foul.
Tate continuing where she left off on Saturday, attacking the paint.
Going 27 against the Crimson on Saturday.
Right now we see Michigan State in a 3-2 zone.
Rivers a triple. Right over the top of the zone goes Sanaya Rivers.
She got that 3 with a lot of confidence.
Sotelo beats Hayes on the dribble, layup good. 18 minutes and 7 points on Saturday against Harvard for Inez Sotelo.
Van Sluten was at the high post, so that cleared out the paint. Trigger was not there to defend that paint attack by Sotelo.
James, meanwhile, 7 for Zaza, including her first 3 of the day. And Halleck is also over there, as is Simmons. So a little bit of the depth that Freilich has at the Spartan bench already being employed. A 3 by Hayes is good. Oh my goodness, that's 5 threes in the quarter and 3 of them to Madison Hayes. Rivers, mid-court area against Jocelyn Tate. Reverses at the foul line, gets a layup. 5 points for Sanaya Rivers. What's your level of concern if you're Robin Freilich right now, Angela? Backdoor layup for James.
I'm really concerned if I'm Coach Freilich. And it's on the offense that Michigan State's going to have to plow back into this.
Van Sluten the catch. Hampton's 3 is blocked by Rivers. 2 on the shot clock for the Spartans.
Able to get to her spots off the dribble.
Brooks is trying to get it in bounds. Slides it to Hayes. That got blocked by A-Roll. And away come the Spartans.
Again, you see NC State's lead bothering the shooters for the Spartans.
Michigan State's missed their last 7. Rivers in front. Knocks it down. Zone here by Robin Freilich. Spartans out of the corner of Quigley, who had a terrific day Saturday against Vermont. Most of it on the defensive end. Hayes tries to fire and down. Here's Simmons. See if the Spartans can generate some offense. Trailing 21. A-Rod the catch and shoot. Good. Julia A-Rod stops the drought. Simmons on the drive. Had it blocked by Wu. A-Rod back for Tate. 8 to shoot. On the drive. Feed to Van Sluten. And Grace misses in traffic against the combination of Hayes and Wu. The crowd wanted a foul on Van Sluten. James, spot up 3. Got it. Isaiah James now with a dozen.
James guarding a wall.
Kick out. Shoemate, a three from the front is good. Emma Shoemate's 43rd three of the year.
But it was already ruled out of bounds, so it goes to Michigan State. Simmons on a shake and score. Jaden Simmons plays the rest of this half with 2 fouls.
NC State's post players are doing a great job of pushing Van Sluten off the block.
And Grace Van Sluten gets the roll on the foul line jumper. 6 for Van Sluten. 7-0 run by the Spartans. Rivers out of the corner. James. Boy.
Today, Hampton did an excellent job defensively, closed out, had a hand up on that shot. James just finished.
Hampton on the drive. Trieger kept it alive and recovered it. Here's Rivers. Ahead again. James a shot fake. Pull up 2. Good. Van Sluten spins on Trieger and scores.
That was nice. You see why she's such a versatile post player, which against Sluten working really hard defensively as well, particularly on the on-ball screens. Having to come out in high heads and get back to her. Tilda.
Hayes, another one. Sure. Madison Hayes with 15 in the first half. That's her 5th three. And miss, and Trieger the rebound, and a quick outlet, and the Wolfpack running the floor. Skip for Quigley. The freshman 3 is good. Taken away again, and here is Rivers. Open floor. Sotelo to beat. Layup good. Van Sluten to catch and score. 10 for Grace Van Sluten. The game with us, and you've seen it at times, but the Wolfpack kept the Spartans out of the press by making shots. Rivers back left side. James. 3 is good. Zaza, another 3, now has 20. Here is Trieger working on Van Sluten with the right hand. And finally recovered Hayes, and a foul will be called. Sotelo, I believe, her second double figure in the last 5. Her season high is 19, and there goes Simmons on an easy bucket. Way too easy for Wes Moore. At 6'1", will set the offense. And she is the offense. To the basket. 11 for Rivers. Junior from Grand Rapids.
She's so competitive, you know she's not happy with that.
James from the corner. Here's Van Sluten in Michigan State. Inside, Jocelyn Tate, and 1 on the foul against Rivers. They're struggling today. 3 of 8 at the line are the Spartans. Far side pass and a 3 for Isaiah James. My goodness. Trieger needs some help. It's Rivers. 6 to shoot against Simmons. Long 2. Off the window.
The bank is open here in Raleigh.
The lead, its largest at 31.
I'm not sure that's the play that Coach Moore drew up of a shot clock running down. A banker from the elbow.
Incredibly efficient. They're 5 of 11 in the quarter. They're shooting 58% for the game. James let it go, and out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. It looked like Tate and Shoemate.
And Jocelyn here at Michigan State, and it's that confidence, that consistency, and the connection and connectivity the staff has with the players.
A-Rod all the way through on the baseline, couldn't finish. Rebounded by James. Here's Brooks in the backcourt. Front court for Rivers now. Around Shoemate, the scoop, and the score. Sanaya Rivers with 15. Rivers in the pack again. Lob ahead, Trieger the catch, blocked from behind by A-Rod.
Michigan State's having difficulty getting any offense.
Shoemate drains a deep 3. Get a set called here. And here's Sanaya with 6 on the shot clock. Crosses, Jones a 3. Got him!
An unforced turnover against an explosive offensive team like NC State.
Rivers crosses up Shoemate. Floater, good, off the glass.
But also setting up her teammates for easy looks.
She's got a double-double, her 9th this year, the 12th of her career. For the Wolfpack, Van Sluten shot swatted out of there by Wu.
I'll tell you what, it looked like Van Sluten was going to have an easy layup on that up and under.
And the Broncos in a bowl for Lance Taylor. Kick out, 3 ball away for Jones is going. And Halleck scores quickly. She's got Michigan State's last 4. Hampton. Julia Ayrault on the drive, and the layup good. Second field goal for the grad students. Onto the floor first time, wearing 24 for Wes Moore's team. She played 3 minutes here on Saturday. There's Lorena Wu scoring. First points for a Wu here today in Raleigh. Van Sluten with Collier there. Got to the left hand and rolled it in.
And Zoe Brooks didn't have a great game. She had 19 on Saturday. She was more of a floor general today.
Jones at 2.
NCAA tournament.
Yeah. And that ball got knocked away. Here's Jones with Cox on the drive and layup good. Clara sitting with her dad, Tim, Robin's husband, who's also a fine player in his college career as well. 3 ball by Cox bounds away, but just the team-first approach that's being built in East Lansing certainly got to be encouraging, even though this has been a tough afternoon for the Spartans as Julia Ayrault knocks down the 3. Her older brother Will also getting shots up. And Jones has had a nice 4th period. That is 9. The Wolfpack's going to go to 28-6. And Wes Moore is taking the pack back to the Sweet 16.